Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be taking you through some new stuff that I've gotten to help me with, planner stuff for not only the rest of this year, but also into next year. I'm going to take you through some of my ideas that I've had for next year as well. And you'll get to see a little peek into how I've set up my Muji A5 as well. Now, little disclaimer, I have absolutely loved and enjoyed using these planners. They are 15 months, so while everybody else is moving to a brand new planner, I will still be in the one I'm currently in. And that's okay, because this has been the only planner that I have been able to stay in on a more long-term basis. So I'm perfectly fine with that. So that being said, I'm going to show you guys my thoughts, and we're going to go through my new one in just a minute. And then I'll take you through some stuff that I bought from both Hobby Lobby and Amazon as part of like a birthday gift to myself, if you will. So first things first, I obviously am still using my beloved Moterm cover. This has been such a pleasure to have. And while I don't actively drag my planner, well, not this planner, around with me, it's still nice, I think, to have a dedicated leather cover for it. I don't know. I like it. Another thing that I did was I wrote the date range on the cover. So it's not like on the plastic parts, on the cover itself. And that's because I plan on archiving these. So not so much to see like what happened throughout the year, but to kind of see how things have evolved is more so what I'm going for, and previous ideas that I've had. I also decided to put the date range on the spine so that I can store them vertically. But, excuse me, I'll show you kind of an example. So here we have the month of January, and this was January of this year. Nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit more bare bones as opposed to October, and now we're in November. So you can really see a difference just in the way that I'm using more stickers, and you can tell that I'm a lot more comfortable in my planner. And I just really like how things have blossomed into what I'm working with now. And it makes me so happy, to be perfectly honest. It makes me extremely happy. Another thing that I have started doing is on my weeklies, I have started doing some journaling prompts. So I follow Helen from Coffee Monsters Co. pretty closely here on YouTube, and I always love her ideas. So she does have journaling prompts on her website, and then I found some that are more like personal growth type journaling prompts. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do one every single day, because at the very least, it's nice to kind of use up the space. Whoops, sorry. I don't really utilize these note pages a whole lot, and that's something that I'm actively trying to change. So I figured journaling would be my best bet. Not only that, but up here at the top, I decided to start using some of the things that, excuse me, I've gotten recently to track stuff like workouts, and yeah, you get the idea. Because these stickers, they don't really go with what I'm going for. So I'll probably use those for something else. But anyways, I really like how this is turning out. And I'll show you guys what I used to mark off my sections in a minute, but a couple of things I want to mention. So back here, there is like a note section, and I basically set this up at the beginning of the year, and then I just didn't really use it after that. Part of that, I think, is because I wasn't as intentional as I should have been when I initially set up my planner. So that's something that I actively would like to work on for next year. And, you know, I just had stuff like tasks and movies that were coming out in 2024. Then, you know, this is just for the sake of reference, but I have stuff for my annual and monthly setups, and then a canning schedule. And then I think that this is the last thing in here. It's just a overview of days off. Sorry. Kitty disclaimer. Mochi's up here. Stay back, Bubba. So that being said, you know, I want to actually utilize these pages when it comes time to switch over to my next planner for, you know, I'm going to start in April because that's when this one runs out. So, whoops. Trying to move a cat. Sorry. Trying to move a cat and he's sticking to me like Velcro. Okay. There we go. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, like I said, just want to be more intentional with how I'm using my planner, because the goal for me is to be better than what I am right now. And I feel like in order to do that, I need to use this to its full potential. So that being said, I'm going to show you guys what I have thus far for my planner for next year. Again, Muji A5, absolutely in love with it. I did get these tabs from Hobby Lobby, and I thought they were cute. I didn't actually think about the coloring, but it kind of goes with the color of the cover itself. So I actually really like it, to be perfectly honest. And my initial thought was to, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I turned off my overhead light because I didn't want to blind you guys with the glare. But my initial thought was to put tabs on all my months. And then I decided against that because it does encroach upon my entire column for Sundays. So decided against that. You can see where I pulled them off. And I decided to just have the tabs in the back. So I'll get to that in a minute. But before I do, again, I apologize for the glare, but I just took some washi that I had on hand and I just made a border, and then I used some stickers that my brother sent me a couple months ago that I feel like represent me pretty well, and I just stuck them on the front. You know, a lot of the time my planner is wide open like this, so I don't actively view the cover, but I wanted it to be something that was definitely up my alley. So anyways, let's get to the notes section. So first off, we have goals. So this is going to be dedicated to my 2025 goals. And I did give myself a couple of pages just so that I can really flesh things out. I keep forgetting that in order to have success with your goals, you have to make them specific. And I think a lot of the time that's my problem, is that I'm not specific enough and I just make things very broad. And then another part is I don't actively try to achieve those goals. So it's just a combination of a lot of different things, but I'm telling you right now, I am definitely hitting all my goals for the next year. And right now, this is just kind of like a rough setup. I don't want to put anything in here in ink just yet because I'm still finalizing a lot of this stuff. So once I have it finalized, I will definitely be moving it into the actual planner itself. Next up, I have habits that I want to build. So this kind of ties into my goals, but also, you know, it really ties into my theme, which is improving myself and getting to a point where I'm even happier with myself than I am currently. So I gave myself a little bit of space for that because I don't want to focus on a ton of stuff. It's more so like I want to focus on maybe 3 habits at the most. And then if I'm able to lock those down, I can reevaluate afterwards and, you know, add to it. All right. The next section is going to be dedicated to challenges. So I might have mentioned this in the past, but I have a Garmin Instinct watch. I love it so, so much. And I've had it for a couple of years. It is my second Garmin watch. I had the Forerunner before. And just everything about it is amazing. But anyways, I digress on that. So they have, through the app, different challenges that you can do. And I joined a challenge for the month of November. So right now the challenge is you have to walk 15 hours for the entire month of November, which if you break it down is 30 minutes a day. So it's really not that difficult. I mean, obviously they have ones that are more involved for like cycling, running, swimming. I don't do any of those, but you know, I love to walk. So I thought this would be a nice place to put challenges that I have done, like more fitness related challenges, if you will. And I thought it would be nice to kind of commemorate that. Then we have a section dedicated to movies and TV shows. I am a huge, huge fan of movies and TV. So this always has to have a spot in my planner every year, excuse me, because I'm always looking for it. I'm always looking to see what's new. And it's just, I don't know. In my family, we're really big on that. So now the next couple of pages are blank. And I had 2 ideas for some of these blank pages. The first of which is I was going to potentially put some schedules in here. So not necessarily like daily schedules, but more so like weekly or monthly. Like, for example, you know, this day of the week is when I mop the floors. This day of the week is when I take cash out and I fill my cash envelope stuffing. You know, things of that nature. And then another thing that I thought of was putting my favorite journaling prompts in here. So if I come across one that I just really enjoyed for whatever reason, then I can also document that. And, you know, again, I just thought it would be sort of fun to do that. But again, I also want to make sure that I'm using my planner to its full capacity, because I feel like I've never really done that with any planner I've been in. And I don't know, I feel like I can improve upon myself or improve myself by paying attention to that. So now I'm going to talk about what I got at Hobby Lobby, and then we will discuss some Amazon stuff. So first things first. Yeah, I think we all knew that was coming. So I've mentioned this before, but I like to use placemats sometimes for my dashboards and my planners. And obviously this would be for like my pocket planner But I just saw these and they were too stinking cute. And they're also like $1 each. So I was like, I need that. If anything, you know, I can just use it for its intended purpose, or I can use it as like a crafting mat, you know. But I really just wanted something, excuse me, where I could use it as a dashboard. Then we have some paper punches. So these were hard to find in store, believe it or not. I went to Joann's and Michael's, and they basically did not have anything except like circles. Excuse me. So it's kind of sad because, like, I think it was like 10 years ago or so when I got into the scrapbooking side of things, and I was really into stamps for my planner. And I remember you could find these like everywhere, and now you can't. I don't know. It's kind of sad. But anyways, these are all corner punches. So this one is just like a corner rounder. And I've been using this on my dailies. That's been pretty nice. This one is a little bit more decorative. And I like that it has the 3 different options. So that's definitely nice. Next up, we have a bone folder. I've always wanted one of these, even though I don't make cards. I don't do a lot of paper crafting, but they are extremely helpful sometimes when it comes to planner stuff. And then, let's see, gotta grab my swatches. All right, so this is what the swatches look like. Very nice and subtle. These are the Faber-Castell Gold Faber Aqua dual markers. So they have the brush tip on one side, and then they have like a bullet tip on the other. So essentially like a Tombow. The only reason why I got these instead of an actual Tombow is because, first of all, I could not find Tombows that were this light when I went to Michael's. And second of all, I don't know, I kind of wanted to try the Faber-Castell like dual markers. I've never tried them before. I have used this brand, and my brother is a huge art nerd. Like, the kid has been like that ever since he was little, and he was telling me it's a really good brand. So I was like, you know, why not? So what I use these for is to kind of mark off my like sections for my journaling prompts, and I did show that to you guys. So I really love those colors. They're light enough to the point where you can see, but they're not, you know, like crazy colors and all that kind of stuff. Next up, we have these Pigma brush pens, and I just got a set. So there's the bold, the fine, and then the medium. And it's kind of hard to take the caps off, but you get the idea. Just different sized brush pens. Excuse me, I thought that would be kind of fun. Then I also got these Pigma Micron archival ink. Essentially, it's similar to like a Sharpie, but they have different sizes, which I really like. So there's 0.15 millimeter, 0.2, and 0.3. And then this one is actually a brush. So I thought that was kind of nice. All right, next up from Amazon, I underestimated how large this thing is. I was not expecting it to be this large. Yeah, so I did end up getting one of these tab punches because I was like, I will be damned if I do not have one of these in my collection. And this was one of the only ones that I could find. Oh, well, that's lovely. My whatchamacallits just dropped from my bookshelf. But how do you, hello? How do you operate this? Hello? Oh, oh, you can lock it? Bruh, that's so cool. Okay. See, we're learning, y'all. We're learning. See, that's cool. So this makes 1.5-inch tabs. I mean, I can always like cut this down or whatever. I definitely should have looked at it before I bought it, but that's okay. So anyways, I'm really, really excited about this because I can also use it for, you know, like my notebooks for school and whatever. So definitely not a bad thing to have. All right. I'm just going to warn you guys. The last couple of things, there is a lot. And I'm not saying that because it's, well, you'll see. Okay. First, I'm going to turn this overhead light off so it doesn't glare, or the glare doesn't get to you. But first we have these 120 color dual tip pens. These were on sale and I was like, well, obviously I need that. And I didn't realize till I opened it that it does come with a coloring book. So I was actually pretty stoked about that. So really what I wanted these for was to kind of help me decorate my planner. I mean, obviously that's what all of this is for, but you know, there's nothing wrong with interjecting a little bit more color, I think. And there's 5 different trays of different colors. There's a lot. And they're actually pretty nice quality from, well, you know, for what I'm using it for. It's not like I'm being really fancy and I'm doing all this fancy stuff with it. But this is what some of the swatches looked like. And I'll turn my overhead light back on so you guys can see a little bit better. But they look pretty smooth for the most part, you know. I mean, again, it's not like I'm doing really fancy stuff with it. I'm just playing in my planner. But it is nice to have such a large variety. Okay, last 3 things are all stencils. So first, we have this stencil by Alex Melnick. And all I did was I went onto Amazon and I looked up bullet journal stencils. So I really liked this one just because you have like the months and everything. Kind of redundant for me now that I figured out how to print my own stickers with my silhouette. But, you know, if I'm like on the go, this is not a terrible option. So I really like this. I love the metal like stencils. I think they're really nice. Then this one, it even came with its own pouch. That's how fancy we are here. This one is massive. Like, look at that. So you have all the months of the year and you could do like a full spread with these, which I really like that idea because, you know, not everybody, excuse me, wants to spend a ton of time on their layouts every month. So this is just like a nice quick option if that's not your thing. Then there's like monthly planner and everything is labeled as well. So you can't really go wrong with that. You have weekly layout. And this is definitely, I would, you know, meant more so for like an A5, but it's not to say that you couldn't just use bits and pieces in a smaller planner. You even have like daily, then you have weekly habit trackers, monthly habit trackers. You have like a bee, whatever tracker thing, stuff for the weather, if that's your thing. Books to read. I'm definitely going to be using this because I am an atrocious reader. Even now, being unemployed, I am an atrocious reader. So that's definitely something that I would like to work on. But my problem is I always fall asleep. So go figure. Exercise tracker. I mean, you get the idea. I'll have these linked below if you guys are curious. They're not super expensive, but I just really liked the variety that came with them because, you know, sometimes you want to use a stencil and other times you want to use a sticker. And it's like, why not just have both? You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, and then the last thing you have is like the alphabet. So this is definitely gonna be a lot of fun. I remember back in the day when I would like drive to different stores and I would try to hunt down different stencils. I don't do that anymore because I don't have the time, but you know, just a weird little memory that I just thought of. All right, this is the last thing. Yes, more stencils. And this actually came with a little like book ring and a metal ruler, which is nice. So again, looking for variety. So you have various banners and all that kind of stuff. And again, boxes, and then we have banners again and some different icons. We got the alphabet in here and days of the week. These are also numbered, so that's kind of nice. Then this one, what really sold me is that it has this page, I guess. So you have challenges, meal plan, urgent, blog, reminder, future, projects, goals. Something I think happened to the goals part. Oh, that's okay. I can pop that out. That's not a big deal. You know, gratitude, shopping list, block schedules. So I'm not going to take you guys through the rest of it, but there's like exercise stuff and you get the idea. I mean, there's only so many stencils you can have, right? But anyways, that is everything. I apologize because this is a very long video, but I wanted to show you guys all the stuff that I got and, you know, let you in on my thoughts and everything for my planner for next year. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.